welcome back to Tea Time with Afternoon Social. I'm Teresa Lauderbeck, your host, and today is Try It Thursday. We've been talking with Lisa Drennon this week. She's a certified Oola life coach and Aroma freedom practitioner, as well as an author. And she has 3 adult children, a furbaby, and she's a grandma. And go back to the previous 2 videos. She had some fantastic information about her book on forgiving the girl inside, and also about the program that she is certified in as a Green Gap, which helps you get free out of debt. So go back and check those 2 videos out if you haven't already. And good afternoon, Lisa. And today she's going to talk to us about prioritizing 7 key areas to live a life balance. And she has a worksheet that we can follow available to the audience out here today. So Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you and talk to us about those 7 key areas that we need to put in balance. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you so much. This is an amazing series. I love this format. So Oola la is the French expression of feeling amazing, just joy-filled every day when you wake up. Just realizing that you are designed by God for greatness and a purpose, and you have so much. Oftentimes, we don't live our Oola life because we're stuck and unbalanced. And if you think of life as a wheel, God is in the center, and there's 7 key areas that we need to focus on. Those 7 key areas are fitness, finance, field, which is your career, family, faith, friends, and fun. And when you are unbalanced in one of those areas, you know it, your body knows it, but you don't always connect it. You know something's wrong, but you can't figure it out. In the Oola program, we do an assessment where we evaluate these 7 key areas. There's 10 questions that we ask for each one, and that gives you an overall score. And the whole goal is to get a balanced wheel. And when your wheel is balanced, you're kind of rolling smoothly. If you think about riding a bike, if your wheel is not balanced, if it's got a flat somewhere, right? The spokes got bent, you're not going to be able to go very far. And That's what our life is like when we're not balanced in these 7 key areas. We don't go very far and we get stuck. So once you figure out where you're at in these 7 key areas, we choose 1 to work on. So you end up coming up with 21 goals, three goals for each area. But then we ask you to choose the number 1 goal, the number 1 F that you need to work on that's really going to help you. When I first did the Oola wheel, I was really low in fun. I apparently am a workaholic, and I didn't have any fun. And it was funny because looking back, the first time I did Oola wheel was in July of 20. And I was like, fun? I can have fun. Why don't I have fun? And I literally planned every weekend. I went golfing, I went hiking, and I realized, wow, I was really missing this. And I was in this rut, and my husband would tell me, you're getting snarky. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not snarky. And I didn't realize that I was working so much. Like I would go to my full-time job, I would do my part-time job, then I would come home, volunteer, cook dinner, do all the errands that you have to do. And I wasn't having any fun, and I felt unfulfilled. I felt cranky, and I was really like angry and frustrated. And when I started implementing the fun, I was just like, you could just see people would be like, you're really different. You're glowing. Like, what are you doing? Like, you used to have this harshness about you, and now you're like more soft and more approachable. And I'm like, I wasn't approachable. So we don't even realize that we give off these vibes that because we're being bothered by something, and we don't realize it. And some people won't tell you. And when people started noticing, it was like, wow, what am I doing? And I realized I was focusing on these 7 key areas. Prior to that, I was spinning like 21 plates. And I was so, like I said, I was focused on good things, but I was saying yes more than I was saying no, and I wasn't taking care of me. So when I got the Oola wheel assessment and I started working on those things, it became almost addictive. It's like, okay, what 3 goals can I work on? And some days I challenged myself to work on all 7 key areas. Mm-hmm. But I picked the 1, and then when I mastered that 1, I would take the wheel assessment. I would do the assessment again. So I have these journals with all these different assessments that I did, probably like every 60 days. And then I would map it out and I would write down 3 goals. I have like these little 3x5 index cards, and I would write down my goals. And then at the end of the day, we would reflect on our wins. What was I celebrating? What did I accomplish? And they didn't have to be really big. It could have been as being saying no to, like, I love ice cream. So I would have like this huge chocolate bowl of ice cream with hot fudge and bananas and nuts. And I would wonder, why can't I release weight? You can't eat that every single day of your life and then expect. So when I started working on my fitness goal, I was able to say, no, I'm not going to do that, because my goal today is only to have half a cup of ice cream versus 3 cups.
Right.
And when you write it down and you implement these 3 simple goals, you can really be balanced in those 7 key areas. There's also 7 blockers and 7 accelerators. And when you can figure out those blockers, fear, self-sabotage, envy, procrastination are a few of them. When you can figure out what your blockers are and then flip it, add the accelerator, then you're able to turn things around, and it goes all back to your mindset. Okay, why am I eating ice cream? 3 cups of ice cream with bananas and hot fudge at 9 o'clock at night when I'm going to bed at 10. Like, why am I doing this to myself? I told myself I wanted to lose 10 pounds, but now here I am doing this every single night.
Right.
So again, it goes back to knowing your why and being balanced. So working through that wheel and doing these 3 simple activities every single day and getting to that end goal. You have your dream, you have your envision, then you reverse engineer it and you apply these 3 steps. Some of us do like challenges for ourselves, like, all right, I'm going to work on fitness. I'm going to walk 10,000 steps a day for 5 days or 3 days, and then you implement it and you do it. It's amazing how you can get that wheel more balanced.
Yeah, and that balance is something really important. Like you said, you can, yes, I can have ice cream, but I only need this much. I don't need 3 times as much. Or I've even gotten to, I don't even care for ice cream anymore. I figured I really like just the cold, something cold and fresh to eat. So now I take yogurt and put it on frozen fruit, and that's my ice cream. And so it's a lot healthier than that sugared ice cream that you're used to eating.
Yeah, exactly.
And we grow up with root beer floats and all that kind of stuff, but we don't realize that when we're teenagers, our balance is different than when we are when we're adults. We could eat like crazy as a teenager because of the way we're growing and everything, but now as an adult, everything slows down and changes on you. And you have to have that change and like I said, getting that balance of life in order to have it complete. And sounds like this wheel is a good thing too, because it's a continual circle. You continually have to work on them. You continually have to keep them balanced, or like I said, it gets wonky and you can't get on a bicycle if that's all out of whack. You're not going to go anywhere. So, and you said this, now you've got a worksheet on this. Is there a worksheet available for them to access? Yeah. For women to access a worksheet with a list of the 7 key areas.
Yeah, so the worksheet is it's an Oola planner. So what it does is it helps you focus on the key areas. What are your dreams? Where do you see yourself, in each of these areas? So it's just a really good tool, an assessment almost, to be able to, when you can write down and see what your why is and where you're at and where you want to be. One of the biggest ones is fitness and finance for people. People are always trying to get healthy. They want to release weight. They want to sleep better. And they want to have finances. They want to live in abundance. But what you say and what you do often conflict each other. When you write it down and you can map it out, when I walk my clients through the Oola program, that's what we're doing. We're envisioning it. We're writing it down. What is your dream? Why do you want to do this? And how are you going to get there? So that's the worksheet. We also have, on July 7th, they introduced a e-learning platform, which is really super cool. It's, you just log into your site and everything's delivered on this e-learning, you watch a video, Dr. Dave and Dr. Troy, the creators of the Oola program, come on, they teach you the lesson, and then there's a worksheet that you download. And it's a monthly subscription. That's also an option. And then there's the traditional coaching where you meet one-on-one with a coach like myself, and we walk you through the program and we help you set your goals, and we're your accountability partners saying, hey, did you make this goal? And like, is this goal really fit the SMART? Is it specific, measurable, attainable? Is it really something that you're going to do? And what's your why for wanting to do it? So we get into depth questions to really ask you, like, why? Like, a lot of people are stuck in their careers, their fields. They're doing a job because they have to, in their minds, to pay their bills, right?
Right.
To feed their family, to have their house. But why are you going to work? So many Americans, so many people around the world are going to a job that they can't stand, coming home to a spouse that they don't get along with, sitting down to pay bills that they can't afford. Oola teaches you balance. It teaches you, it's helped millions of people around the world have healthier relationships, have a better job, advance in their careers, or stop doing what they're doing and find out what they really love to do. Get out of debt, build an abundant lifestyle so that they can think differently. There's so many testimonies of people who have gotten out of toxic relationships, who have built wealth, who have excelled in their career, because they gotten over fears that have kept them stuck thinking, oh, I need to stay in this 9-to-5 job because if I don't, I'm not going to pay my bills. There's a way out of this cycle. Mm-hmm. And Oola has created this amazing framework. It's been around since the 90s. There's 3 books that they've published on it. There's over 700 coaches that can walk you through the traditional program, and there's an amazing opportunity in the e-learning platform. It is a network marketing company that was introduced July 7th. So as a member, you can be a subscriber, and if you're in the United States, New Zealand, or Australia, you can also become an ambassador, and they offer 7 different ways to make a commission by being a part of the program. So creating balance, we're on a mission to change the lives of 1 billion people in 7 years with the Oola framework.
That's fabulous. I'm glad there's so many things out there now that are changing lives, and I like the mindset. You say release your weight. You don't lose your weight. You're not trying to lose this and lose that and lose your habits. Release those habits and create a new balanced life for yourself. And I think that just keys right into what a lot of women do is hang on to things they shouldn't be hanging on to. Hanging on to fears, hanging on to, I have to go to this job because where else am I going to go to work? What else am I going to do? I remember one person one time, she was always described herself as, I'm going to hang on to the past while reaching out for the future. I'm not going to let go until I got a hold of this one out here in the front. And it's like, sometimes you have to let go before you can grab a hold of the future. And exactly. So that the release is exactly what we need to do and get that all in balance. And it brings back the thought of the tire too. You put too much air in the tire, you need to release some of that out because the tire has to have the right amount of air.
Right.
So if you don't have the right amount of the right things in your life, you're going to be out of balance. Mm-hmm. So, wonderful insight. Very good insight on that. So, well, thank you for joining us again on Quiet Thursdays. And as always, I'll have all of our contact information out there attached to the videos. And you can go to her website and check more out about all this life balance worksheet. And then tomorrow she's going to join us for Wednesday, Fridays, and we're going to have a little bit of fun listening to walking and getting out in nature is part of her release, I guess, and part of her fun. And she's going to share with us about her favorite nature adventures. So we're going to have a little fun loop tomorrow, getting to hear the fun side of Lisa. So thank you so much for joining us today, Lisa, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.